Morning. Boy, Sunday morning. East Coast bias, 1 hour clock. Can't catch me slipping. 12 minutes on the clock. Since my last pick I made broadcast was Taj Bradley. Then he went Varlin. No, after Bradley, Springs, good pick. Santillan, Spet, Sproat. I got no knowledge on him. Isaac Collins, okay, good pick. McMahon, really like McMahon there. Louis Hill, pardon me. Coffee got me sneezing. Louis Hill, I think that's a good pick. I mean, I know that's a good pick. It's not even a spec pick. Dude's pitched in the major leagues and had success. Then you got Alec Thomas. Dude's played in the major league and had strings of success, and he will get time. Teams will play him, despite the fact they don't want to. He's one of those kind of guys. Jojo Romero, spec pick. People say Swanson. Romero's probably a really good pick. I should have picked him a couple rounds ago. Jake Myers, maybe Brady House, third baseman. Good idea on that third baseman there. Cole Young, it's probably positional. These are value picks, though. None of these are off of value. Marcelo Bayer, good value. Luis Severino, hate that the guy pitches in sack, but feel bad for him for it. But I do like Luis Severino. Westberg, somebody was going to take him. Miguel Amaya, who's catching out there? They say he's catching. I'm not sure. Can't even tell you where Carson Kelly went. Maybe you paired him with Kelly. Corbin Burns, good pick. He's done it before. Lars Nootbaar, right on average, right on value there. Danny Jansen, another catcher, good pick, power catcher. Justin Steele, health? Is he got health? Louis Varlin, really like Louis Varlin. Not sure how they're going to play him. He's great. I'm looking for him in my Souls League. I love him. And then I went and I picked Morjon, was my next pick. I had to double up with my I had to make sure I had everybody in that San Diego bullpen. Now I have Miller, Estrada, Morjon. Ryan Weiss, unknown. Mark Leiter, whatever. Sam Antonacci, heard his name, have no idea who he is. Simeon Woods Richardson, on value there. Finnegan, spec into that Detroit bullpen. Bryce Matthews, that must be positional, right? He went Antonacci and Matthews, 2 second basemen. He must be trying to stack some lightning in a bottle second base there. Wroblewski, people like him because of the team. Littell, I took Larnach gangster. Dubon, a good pick here. DC flexibility, high Sion Com, upside, good team. Any injury, he's going to have 25 stolen bases. Colt Emerson, okay, that's a good pick. Maybe you're picking against somebody there. Where was it? Emerson, Kumar Rocker, I like him. Leon Hicks, flexibility. Rocchio, flexibility. Martin, spec saves. Crawford, did you pick Crawford Emerson? That should be a pair. Jared Jones, love him. Not sure of him. I'm going to pass. I'm making myself pass on him this year. Austin Martin, that's a play. Waller Schmidt, people need outfielder there. Steven Matz, Uceda. I probably should have taken Uceda and just guessed on it, but that's my fault. Jet Williams, people are thinking he's going to play. Luke Raley, that's an unsure situation, but that could be a above average pick there. Just he could play some. Duvall, Karros, Bauer, McGreevy, those are all value picks. Matt Brash, really love Matt Brash. Then I took Tanner Scott. That I really like that Tanner Scott pick. That's the other top bullpen in the NL West, so I'll take that guy. Get some wins out of that probably. David Hamilton, Anthony K, Carlos LaGrange, those are all below, but I don't know why. I don't understand. I'm not up on those players, but those might be good picks if you understand the intricacies. Garrett Mitchell, Nick Martinez, River Ryan, Pedro Pajes. Then I picked Bailey. Had a secure catcher there. I figured if I'm playing for the ugly batting average with my guy, playing ugly batting average with Naylor, I might as well play it with Bailey and still get the RBIs and runs. So whatever to that. And then I'm just done on catcher. I have so many catcher at bats. That's catcher at bats where I have at bats at catcher. Maybe I don't have to go fourth catcher. Javi Baez, good play in a DC. Gasser was on him a couple years ago. I hope he's good. I really like Robert Gasser. Going to star his name on my sheet now. Forgot about him a little bit. AJ Puck, another one. Going to star my name on the sheet. Kind of forgot about him. Was supposed to star him already. Clemens, flexibility, Hauser. Now we're getting guys looking for guys now. See, here's where I start to make my money, where people start to look for guys here. Hauser, Luke's probably a good pick there. I don't even know who Cade Addison is. Ben Brown, he's a good pick there. Kukona, these are all good picks. These aren't bad picks, but these are kind of scramblers. Forrest Griffith, Lucas Giolito. You know you don't want these pitchers on your team right here. You know you don't want them on your team, but at this rate, you're going to put them on your team. Just maybe what I'm going to do. Soto, Rushing, and Elder. Bryce Elder. That's actually a Bryce Elder snipe. I don't know how you can say somebody sniped you on Bryce Elder. But I'll tell you this. Bryce Elder is like going to the dentist office, right? You don't want to do it, but you know you're going to feel so much better after you do. So that was kind of a Bryce Elder snipe right there. He's been on my team so many years in a row, that Bryce Elder. Just because of the value you can get, and right now this is Atlanta going to play him. Atlanta going to give him, and when they say he's going to start and Bryce Elder going to start, you're going to know he's sitting right there at this. He's going to be sitting at this as a 6th starter for the Atlanta Braves, and he's going to get 12 starts this year. Good pick. So right now we get back to my top guy on the board, Wenzel. I think I should Wenzel up my, possibly just Wenzel up my outfield. Because if I Wenzel'd it, then I would have 9 outfielders. I would always be able to play Soderstrom at first base. So I think I'm going to Wenzel my outfield. There's only one other play I see here. I should check about the predilections of the teams in front of me to make sure they don't make my play, and just make sure I have time to make my pick. 5 minutes left. Okay. 5 minutes to make my pick. So the teams in front of me are probably not predilected to take the player I want to try to let fall. They're probably not gonna take that player, although it probably is a better fit for me just to jump and take him. There's other guys I like that are further down. Not really though. That might be the last one. Let me look off screen real quick. I don't want to give this one away. I gave away a couple of them earlier. I feel like I gave away that Ryan McMahon. I feel like I've given away a couple of them. But I'm not going to do it on this one because I might try to let this guy come back to my next pick. Man, the upside on this guy is just, this is the most at-bats that are left, right? Yeah, this is the most at-bats that are left. Let's look at this team. This is probably what I'm going to do. It's probably not the right pick, but I'm going to do it. And that guy I'm playing in front of him is so old. He's good, though. They say he's going to play some outfield, though, because 4 minutes to pick. 4 minutes to pick. Boy, let me think about this. I think scarcity going out. I think scarcity is probably, scarcity is to the point where I have to take a first baseman here. So I'm going to reach down. I'm going to take Pavin Smith here in Arizona. And I know I've talked about Goldschmidt as predictable power, but I've heard Pavin Smith is going to play due to the outfield situation. And I think I'm big on Arizona. Let me let's take a look at Pavin Smith here. It's like it would be a flyer. This is not a flyer, but this is he's a starting DH. Gurriel is starting in behind him. Then Adrian Del Castillo is the DH behind that. Okay, Gurriel's going to be ready before too long, but he might not play a lot of field. Then they got Alec Thomas out there, so that would make Pavin Smith the backup corner outfielder. He would not be the corner, but then your left fielder will be your backup center fielder. So yeah, it's the right pick to take Pavin Smith here, because he probably will get a little more than average playing time. Okay, let me get to the NFBC, as I only have a couple minutes on the clock. Let's see my teams. Okay, pull this one out. Yeah, I'm going to take Pavement Smith here. He's showing a little further down my board, but I think that's probably the right pick. And I do need first baseman. And I have said all year that I am pretty high on the Diamondbacks and what they're just going to be able to just I think I've said somehow I feel like that team is going to produce stats for their players. And so that being said, I'm just going to take Pavement Smith and think that he's one of those players. Yeah, you look down here at first baseman left. It's Casas, Gonzalez, Smith, Goldschmidt, Mountcastle, Camden, Tim Tawa, Nathan Lowe, Edward Julian. Like, this gets thin down here. Gets real thin. I've soured on Edward Julian, by the way, a little bit. So watch this. I just drafted Pavement Smith. Boom. Boom. Now I got 3 OFs. So it's not a bad idea there. Not a bad idea. Got that. Pavement Smith is in the system. Okay, let's put this guy here. Put Pavement Smith in. So that's really good. Now let me look at my numbers a little bit here. Bryce Elder was a really good pick there. Like I said, he almost always ends up on my team. Like, what pick number was that? Bryce Elder was pick 505. That's what I'm saying. I play in a league where 500 players are taken. It's a 20-person league with 25 teams on each, 25 players on each team. So that's 500 players. And Bryce Elder is always right there on the waiver wire. I always snap him up and try to just let him be on my team. I really feel like Bryce Elder is a guy who, it's not a league winner pick, but if you can play Bryce Elder's innings ineffectively, that has worked in the past for me. Like Atlanta, bad matchup, Bryce Elder feeling it, third start or whatever, maybe 5 or 6 strikeouts in 7 innings or something like that. You can use that, and I won't say he's done that before, but he can keep your team afloat. So I really like the Bryce Elder pick there. Think about these other picks in the last round there. The Soto pick pretty good too. I like the Soto pick a lot, to be honest with you. I've always been a Soto guy. He's had some problems in the WBC, but sometimes guys are just working stuff out. Conine is probably a good pick there. Somebody was talking about pairing Luke's with like a low Perfito. Is that accurate? I'm not even sure if that's accurate. Somebody was talking about that. Deval Romano back up there, team 10. This Deval Romano here, you're trying to get back into save somehow. You went Benoit Estevez up top and Deval Romano down low. Wow, that is a good strategy, bro. Who thought that up? Respect to that. Team 10. I like that. Team 10. Too high, too low there. Kumar Rocker. That's probably a good pick there. I really like Rocker. Crawford. Where'd Crawford and the other guy go? Crawford and Emerson. Those are guys who is like, what's going to happen there? So somebody had an idea. All these are pretty chalky and good picks, to be honest with you. I like them all. I'm disappointed I couldn't get a shot at Gasser or Elder. Those are the guys who I was probably going to take as pitcher arm if it came back to me here, but it didn't get back to me. So now all that is in, let me take a look here and see how many players I have. Boom, 3 catchers, 3 first basemen, 2 second basemen, 4 second basemen, 4 third basemen, 3 shortstops, 8 outfielders. Wow, 5 RPs, 9 SPs, 20 hitters, 14 pitchers. Need 8 and 8 to finish out. I'm going for the this is set incorrectly. No, this is set at 20, 28 and 22, 6 and 16. 16 and 6 is what I'm going. 16 and 6, 28 and 22. Possibly a 27, 23. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, got some picks in there. Here's my depth chart right there. So I'm feeling I have depth at all my positions, despite the fact that 2 of these outfielders showing here are actually, they could actually start in different positions because Castro and Soderstrom. But I still have 5 true outfielders, 6 true outfielders. Larnach, Walker, Garcia, Ramos, Cruz, and Greene. So that's 6 true outfielders. Pretty decent there. I do need to probably get arm on my next go. Team, the standings are looking great. Let's take a look at the standings as we have the perceived standings. So right now I'm drafting for bench standings right here. So I'm just trying to draft the best bench. So that's all I'm trying to do. I'm not really care about average because I think I can float that, but I'm trying to dress the best or stolen bases for that matter because I got that in spades in my starters. So I'm trying to just draft the best bench here, and of course that's what everybody's trying to do here in these reserve rounds. I think by me, I will note that my bench reserves pitchers look ridiculously good because I've only drafted 3 banging relievers and a guy who's pitched in the major leagues, and Quinn Priester, who's showing. My bench pitching is probably artificially good. I'm not going to just say I'm killing it in bench pitching. I think just the players I've drafted in the positions I have leads to that. So let's just go total. This would be the total of all the players. So in first is team 5. In second is team 11. In third would be team 6. For team 4, team 1 is in 4th. And team number 10 is in 5th. So these are just my perceived standings, just my aggregations, standings based off my aggregations and current ADP values and all that kind of stuff. Just my system just values it like that. It's not, there's nothing that says it's wrong or right, but it allows me to see if those were standardized values across every player, then it allows me to see this parallax of what's going on in the league. And me not being so informed in baseball, me counting on you guys to be more informed than me, knows that if I'm saying like just straight follow fronting the league, like just right in front of you guys, following you guys from being in front, that's all I try to do. So it's all follow front style. That's what this board tries to do. But we're looking to get back here. I've got now officially let me see my tactics here. I've got 8 picks until my next turn. That pick's been made. We're on pick 507, huh? Let's look at this. Yeah, so I'm looking to get, these are top players on the board. Will not draft Goldschmidt, will not draft these guys anymore. These guys all just came off the board with those last rounds of picks. Zach Cole is now off the board. Yeah, I'm really, as soon as I close out some of those check marks, that means they're no longer needed for my team. So that means everybody is back in play. So I really like that I'm able to do that. I'm looking to take Arm in my next pick. Got a whole bunch of stuff doing with these kids this morning. So birthday parties and all that. So be back at it before too long. Keep it up. This draft is really turning out great. I can't wait to set lineups on this draft all year. This is going to be part of my lineup setting streams that I do. This league will be in there. Keep it up, league. Keep it up. Some big drafters coming up in front. I know you got some people who have been active in the chat dialogue coming up. I'm kind of curious to see what they do. They're drafting their teams with complete and total intention, knowing how they're going to play their lineups. And that's I'm really trying to learn from what these managers are doing here, understanding that these guys are smart enough to be taking these players for a specific reason, especially in these rounds. You're not taking a player for 162. Right now in round 34, as we come around the end to round 34 here, people are taking players to play them. Like I spoke about Goldschmidt being a good play there. Like he's predictable play. Patrick Bailey, I'm not going to play him. I want to get 40 games out of Patrick Bailey. 40 games. I want to spin him in my lineup. Maybe 6 weeks. I want to set Patrick Bailey as my starter, right? Maybe in some way. Okay, you're not trying to spin everything. Trevor Larnach, I'm not going to start him the whole time. I'm going to start him maybe, like I said, maybe 6 weeks for Larnach. Hopefully not 6 weeks for Larnach. Okay, but that's what I'm saying. These players, you can edit out their bad parts. That's like if that's what I'm saying. These managers in this room, they seem smart enough to be able to making picks to edit out the bad parts. Like for instance, that Bryce Elder, man, you don't look across that whole line and want to play that all year. But if you edit out some parts and you take some, I'm not going to gamble on this bad matchup, you can get better than average from Bryce Elder. You can get better than average from a lot of these players. Some of them, I don't think you can. Some of them I think are different kind of picks than that. Some of them are more gambling. Like Soto, that's a left-handed reliever. That's a gamble. That's a different kind of pick. Left-handed reliever against a guy who's coming up on a team who it's a different vibe for it. But I get it. That's the pick you can make here in the 34th. That totally depends on your team build. But that's what we're doing here is we're not picking players for 162. Right now, at past round 30, you're picking players for, can I get 40 games out of them? Can I get 40 games? Because the guys between in the reserve rounds 24 through 30, I mean, you're hoping to get half a season out of those guys. And these guys, you're hoping to get a quarter of a season. These guys passed out of 40. The guys past 40, you're hoping to get a couple of weeks. Maybe out of 40, you get a couple of weeks. That's why they're going to be like speculation call-up starters or stuff like that. He might pitch for a couple of weeks. But yeah, some good picks being made right here. Definitely good picks being made. I'll be interested to see, like I said, what these managers in front here do as it comes back around to me. So keep it up, keep it up. Be back with you. Got some soccer games and stuff, but I'll try to get back on for that 35th round pick. All right, peace.